So I went to Walmart this morning, and bright and early had a oil change and a tire rotation. I purchased my tires there, so I get free tire rotation. So I was due for one and due for an oil change, so I went in there today. Took about an hour. I was on my merry way. So I'm delivering today. And on my last delivery, I'm coming back from, because it was like a 9-mile drive, all of a sudden I'm hearing voo, 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 voo. Usually after I accelerate until I start braking. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm trying to think of things. Did they drop something in my engine? Did they not tighten my lug nuts? Well, so finally I get out of my car because it's just getting louder and louder, and I'm like, what? Something's not right. I mean, the car's not like shifting or, it's not like nothing like that, but it's just making the rattling noise, and it's getting louder and louder. And I'm like, all right. So I pull over to the side of the road, and I pull out my tire iron, lug wrench, whatever, from the back of the car, because I want to start checking to see if the lug nuts are tight, right? And it sounded like it was coming from the driver's side up front here. So I'm like, I'll start there. Every single one of those lug nuts was loose. And I mean loose. I mean, this guy must have just put them on hand tight, forgot to tighten them with the, forgot to tighten them up. All three other tires were fine. My front driver's side, none of the lug nuts were torqued tight. When I got the tire iron out, I could turn those by hand. The ones on the front passenger, they were that loose. And I'm thinking to myself, I'll call Walmart and I'll tell them about it. Is there going to be any accountability? Probably not. The same guy will probably be there when I'm, there next time. That's a big miss right there. That's a huge miss. You didn't miss one lug nut. You missed every lug nut on one tire, dude. You didn't tighten one of them. I think I have 6 on my car. 5, 6. You didn't tighten any of them. You should not be working there. I'm sorry. You're going to get somebody hurt. Stuff happens, but this shouldn't be happening. Period. So I took my car over to my friend Walter's house after I tightened the lug nuts on my car. Do you know how close I was to that tire probably flying off my car and being in a wreck? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So I called Walmart, and of course, I talked to some lady. She sounded, surprised, shocked. And then she put me on hold for like 4 minutes, and then she couldn't get a hold of anybody. And then she gets back on the phone and she goes, well, I can't find anybody. Where are they when you need them? And I'm thinking to myself, that's customer service in 2025. You're on your own. So she's supposed to call me back. Let's just say I'm not holding my breath. But I think, even though I bought the tires there and I have free tire rotations on them, I don't know if I'm going to take it back or I'm going to actually watch them tighten them myself and tell them, hey man, I'm sorry, but I want to be out here to see you tighten them because you guys missed a whole tire last time. Plus, my tires were underinflated. They did that last time too. The guy, in my opinion, should hopefully get a talking to, because this could have turned into a life or death situation for me. I mean, if I'm driving on the freeway going 70 miles an hour and my tire flies off, how do you think that's going to turn out? Depending where I am. I hand tightened them as tight as I could with the tire iron. Then I went to my friend Walter's house. He's got a air compressor. So then I went and did them all. I did every single one, just making sure every single one on every single tire was tight. And they were, but that took time away from me getting Ubers and DoorDash. It took about an hour's worth. So now I lost money. Now I'm waiting to hear back from Walmart, and I'm not expecting them to call me back. I'm not expecting any apologies. I'm not expecting anything in return. However, I'm pissed. And I think I'm rightfully so, because that could have turned into a fatal situation had I been driving. And I was driving on county roads going 45, 55, 60 miles an hour. When I first started hearing it, I was driving on Highway 33, which is west of West Bend and 144, and that's fast. That's 55 there. So I got off the phone with the, I'm just going to come out and say it, idiots that work at Walmart in the auto center. And they called back, so I give them credit for that. So basically what they're trying to tell me is that 2 people went around my car and checked the torques on my tires. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. You're going to tell me that you and somebody else or 2 employees went around all 4 of my tires and checked them and made sure the torques were fine? I said, that is a lie. Do not lie to me, because that tire, every single lug nut was not even hand tight. You guys missed a tire, plain and simple. Plain and simple. And then they went from that to, oh, well, other employees saw us torquing the car too. And I'm just like, okay, now I know you're lying, because I was watching for a majority of the time. One girl was in the cash, she was in the register area, which is totally separate from the work area. Now, she would have had to have looked all the way across the area to see them doing any work on the car whatsoever. So, and again, this girl was not very tall, so I don't know if she was able to look or not. And then there was another girl working back there who was actually in the back doing something with tires. She was up on a step ladder. So now they're trying to tell me that 2 people worked on the car, which I know is not true, because there was only one guy in the bay, and there was one guy who was working there who was out in the battery area. I think it was resetting the battery section or something like that. There was only one guy in the bay, one guy. Then they went from 2 guys torqued it, and I said, well, then both of you guys need to be retrained, because how do 2 different people miss every single lug nut on a tire? Maybe common sense doesn't apply anymore in this world. I don't know. You would check every single tire, right, to make sure it's tight. And they're trying to tell me 2 guys checked them, every lug nut was tight. I'm like, I should have filmed it. I should have filmed it when I got out of my car. How in the hell do you miss every single lug nut on one tire? I could have died today. I could have been driving going 55 miles an hour. All of a sudden, boom, my tire's gone. I'm losing control, crashing into whatever. It's just unbelievably amazing how bad customer service is, how they don't care, how they will lie to you. So I finally said to him, I said, you know what, man, you guys don't want to admit you made a mistake. I said, you know what, I'm never going to come back here again. I'm never going to waste my time buying anything from you guys again. I will tell everybody I know how you guys deal with situations that arise and what you guys do. And hopefully they won't come either. When I called them yesterday, I said I'd like to schedule a tire rotation and an oil change. And he said, well, do you want to come in today? We could fit you in today. And I'm like, no, I was expecting like, okay, well, we're currently at a week out or something like that. And then all of a sudden he goes, well, we're wide open tomorrow. And I'm thinking, wide open tomorrow? Why the hell would you be wide open tomorrow? Well, I guess I know why they're wide open, because I guess nobody's going to them because they suck at their job. For those of you who will say, well, Yogi, this is just an isolated incident. Yeah, this isolated incident could have cost me my life. If my tire would have flew off my car going 55 miles an hour, I would probably not be here right now. That's a big whoopsie, in my opinion. There's no excuses for that kind of incompetence. And they don't want to take the blame. You know, they're like, we want to try to make it right. You claimed 2 people checked my lug nuts on my tire. How about you just tell me the truth? You guys didn't. You guys missed a tire on my car. You missed a whole frickin' tire on my car. Every single lug nut on that tire was loose. If you make a mistake, own up to it. That's the problem I have. That's what's pissing me off the most. If you guys make a mistake, own up to it. Don't try to make it sound like you guys did nothing wrong, okay? Don't try to make it sound like, Oh, well, we had witnesses saying she saw us torquing the car. Well, she probably did. There were 3 other tires you guys torqued just fine. It's the one that you missed. It's the one that you missed that could have killed me. They're so big now, they don't have to worry about one customer, which is fine, you know.